on, people? LP2000 right back at you with another video. Yes, welcome back to Leslie Chambers Kaiju Reviews on behalf of Summit Kaiju and on behalf of Collect All Monsters. And yeah, I'm back again with another round of these Toho special effects movies, authentic visual books. Yes. If you saw my last video devoted to these awesome books, I covered the two major kaiju from 1991's Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah with the 1991 Godzilla book, as well as the King Ghidorah 1991 Godzilla book. So you know what? We're going to travel back in time. Yes. We're going to travel back in time 18 years before. And we're going to this awesome film. And yes, I said awesome. More on that later. And we're talking about two of the major kaiju from 1973's Godzilla vs. Megalon. Yes. With the Toho Special Effects Authentic Visual Books, Volume number 6. Devoted to the size-changing, kaiju butt-kicking super robot with the big smile on his face, Jet Jaguar, yes, as well as volume number 39, the Rhinoceros beetle god, the guardian of Seatopia that has come to destroy the world, yes, the man himself, Megalon. As you can see, I have both beautiful books here, and yes, they're all beautiful, yes. I've done a few of these videos before devoted to these books. Jaguar and Hydra, Titanosaurus and 75 Mechagodzilla, the 91 King Ghidorah and Godzilla, as I said. And in those videos, I go into detail about where you can get these books and all that good stuff. So I'm not going to rehash that here in this video. So if you want to get the info on how you can get these books, where you can get these books, check out the Jaguar and Hydra and Titanosaurus and Mechagodzilla 75 videos specifically to find out where you can get these books. And trust me, once you do the legwork to find out where you can get these books are worth the investment. Yes. And normally in these videos, because the idea of these videos is to sell you on why you should have these books in your collection, especially if you're an avid Godzilla fan / collector, you know what I'm saying? So as always, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take 3 random photographs from each of these books, give you my thoughts and opinions, hopefully in a funny and entertaining way, and hopefully at the end, I will sell you on why you should get these books ASAP. And you know what? Let's start with Jet Jaguar. And yes, Godzilla vs. Megalon, and yes, I did say that earlier was a great film. This film doesn't exactly have the best reputation amongst Godzilla fans. For me personally, this was my first ever Godzilla film. Yes, this was the film that made me a fan. After watching this film, I instantly became a Godzilla fan. Normally, when you hear a lot of Godzilla fans talk about their origins on becoming a fan, normally they talk about how they were really heavy into dinosaurs, how they loved dinosaurs and stuff like that. And that served as pretty much as a gateway to Godzilla. For me, I'm the exact opposite. I was never really a dinosaur fan. It just, I so happened to watch the scene where Jet Jaguar is guiding Godzilla to Japan to fight Megalon and Gigan. And after seeing that scene and seeing the rest of the film, that made me a Godzilla fan instantly. So I owe a lot to this film, even though I know this film isn't exactly the best in the world amongst Godzilla purists. But for me, even though it does have its shortcomings, it may not be as innovative as Monster Zero or GMK or Biollante or any of the other standout entries in the franchise, but I can't bring myself to bash this film under any circumstances. This was my door, this was my gateway, and I will always cherish that for being the gateway to this awesome character of Godzilla. Yes, so let's focus on volume number 6. Yes, Jet Jaguar. Yes, everybody loves Jet Jaguar. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, the size shifting or size-changing, kaiju butt-kicking superhero robot that always has a smile on his face. You gotta love Jet Jaguar. He always seems to love what he's doing because he's always smiling. He's always got a smile on his face. And why wouldn't you? You know, you got a tag team partner in Godzilla, you fighting other kaiju, so why wouldn't you be happy? You see what I'm saying? So, without further ado, let's go with the first photograph of the Jet Jaguar book. Okay, folks, this is the first photograph, and yes, you see this awesome diagram, somewhat of an inner workings image of Jet Jaguar, and quite frankly, this is something that we actually do see in the film, you know? It's somewhere in Goro Ibuki's apartment, and yes, Goro Ibuki is the guy who gets kidnapped by the Seatopians, that is the one responsible for building and designing Jet Jaguar, you know what I mean? And we actually do see this photograph, at least this image, this big image of Jet Jaguar. and it's like an inner workings image, like he's using this to build Jet Jaguar, and I think he is close to the machine that he uses to control Jet Jaguar. So in addition to these books being, as I mentioned in other videos, like reference tools, like they capture pretty much the suit from every angle in these books. You see what I'm saying? But they also incorporate images from the movie or images of some of the shooting locations that they shot the movie from. You see what I'm saying? And this image of Jet Jaguar that we actually do see in the film, I think is a nice addition to this awesome book of Jet Jaguar. So without further ado, let's go with the next photograph. And yes, this photograph is an awesome image of Jet Jaguar battling Megalon. And I'm laughing because I covered this in my X Plus 30cm Jet Jaguar review. How Jet Jaguar is basically a savage. I won't go through a lot of detail with that. But Jet Jaguar is a savage in this film. And this fight scene, or at least the catalyst to the fight scene, really shows how savage Jet Jaguar is. Remember, a good majority of the film, Jet Jaguar is basically used to guide Megalon into cities for him to destroy, right? But then once Jet Jaguar basically, takes control of himself, becomes self-aware, if you will, and he realizes that after he goes to get Godzilla, he has to find some way to really hold Megalon down until Godzilla gets there. So that's when he grows to gigantic proportions and fights Megalon. But if you recall that scene, he grows up to gigantic size. Megalon is standing there with his head cocked to the side, and he's kind of perplexed, and I guess, okay, I guess Megalon's saying, okay, I guess you're bigger now, so I guess we're going to go and destroy cities together. Jet Jaguar just casually walks to him and just bashes the crap out of him. I'm so sorry. I just laugh when I see that. You see what I'm saying? Jet Jaguar doesn't give me any kind of indication what he's going to do. He just casually walks to him and go, oh my God. That was so savage with Jet Jaguar. You know what I'm saying? But hey, you got to catch him by surprise. You see what I'm saying? Which really sets off a really good fight scene before all the other monsters come in. And we have basically a tag team brawl, quite frankly. And it's quite ironic that, Jet Jaguar and Megalon ends up being the first fight of the film, because originally this was going to be just their film. Of course, everybody knows this, but in case you don't know, Jet Jaguar and Megalon was going to be just a solo film of them fighting each other one-on-one. Because I think Jet Jaguar was chosen in a contest held by Toho for kids to submit some ideas for a new superhero for them to use, and that would be used in the film. But midway through the production of the film, they felt that Jet Jaguar and or Megalon really couldn't carry the film on their own. So they added in Gigan and especially Godzilla to increase the movie's appeal. So basically when you look at this fight scene, you know what I'm saying? Because really the majority of the film is focused on Jet Jaguar and Megalon, because Godzilla and Gigan are added like really late in the film, even though Godzilla does get top billing. So if you really think about it, they really got what they wanted. You see what I'm saying? Honestly, it's not the first movie, or at least the only movie, I should say. It's not the only movie where Godzilla gets top billing, but yet Godzilla, in a way, is kind of thought of as an afterthought. He doesn't really get priority in the film, like 1992's Godzilla vs. Mothra. You see what I'm saying? But this fight scene between Jet Jaguar and Megalon was really good. It was kind of a back and forth battle before Gigan came in and then Godzilla came in. But this photograph shows that, it really was a good battle between Jet Jaguar and Megalon. Once again, Jet Jaguar, oh my God, you are such a savage. Yes, you are. So without further ado, let's go with the last photograph I'm going to showcase from this awesome book of Jet Jaguar. And yes, this was a great moment during the fight scene. Of course, this is a moment where, once again, Godzilla has finally made it to the battlefield. Gigan is there. So now it's a 2-on-2 battle. Gigan and Megalon versus Jet Jaguar and Godzilla. And this at a point where basically Gigan and Megalon, more so Megalon, have got Godzilla and Jet Jaguar like trapped in this circle of fire. Because, one of Megalon's powers is the fact that he can shoot napalm bombs from his mouth. So he ends up creating like a big circle of fire around Jet Jaguar and Godzilla. And that's another thing. Like through the majority of the fight, you know what I'm saying, Godzilla pretty much carries the bulk of the fighting. Not trying to say that Jaguar is the weak link of the film. I wouldn't say a weak link. But there are a couple times where Godzilla clearly had to rescue Jaguar. You know what I'm saying? When Godzilla first arrives on the scene, when Gigan is pumping Jaguar, Godzilla saves him pretty much twice. But in this moment right here, where, you know, they're trapped by the fire and you're wondering how they're going to get out of it, and Jaguar does this move and Godzilla jumps on top of him. And basically Jaguar flies him and Godzilla levitates him over the fire. And at that moment you're like, oh, okay, that's awesome. And that's awesome. And then you see the look of Megalon and Gigan and they're like, oh my God, you gotta be kidding me. Which basically turns the tide of the fight into Godzilla and Jaguar's favor. But that's a really cool moment, because once again, you're wondering how they're going to get out of it. Godzilla and Jaguar I'm talking about. But then when that happens, and then you hear the heroic music of Godzilla in the background, and you pretty much know it's pretty much the end for Gigan and Megalon. But once again, this is such a great book of Jaguar. Once again, I don't want to show you the entirety of the book, just some few random selections from the book, just to sell you on the idea why you should get this book. But once again, if you're a fan of Jaguar, if you're a fan of this film, please go out your way and get this book. Volume number 6, devoted to the awesome super robot, Jaguar. So now let's go with the main villain of the film. Yes, volume number 39. Yes, the Rhinoceros beetle god Kaiju himself, the god of Seatopia that has come to destroy the world, the man himself, Megalon. Yes. And well, you know what? Megalon to me is one of the most underrated Kaiju of all time. It's such a shame that we did not see him anymore in another film. And Jaguar, this is the first and only Godzilla film or Kaiju film that we will see these awesome characters in. And as a Kaiju, I think Megalon is really underrated, if you really think about it. To me, he's really underrated. I think the reason that Megalon gets a bad rap because Godzilla's Megalon isn't exactly the best Godzilla film in the world. You know, with the use of stock footage, the annoying child character, basically it's a retread of the alien invasion storyline. So there's a lot of stuff that work against this film. And I think Megalon kind of pays the price for that, you know what I'm saying? But still, if you look at him as a Kaiju, strictly as a Kaiju, he is pretty much everything that you want in a Kaiju. He's dangerous, he displays personalities, he has a great vast array of powers, you know what I'm saying? And it's a shame that he's not celebrated as much as, like, say, King Ghidorah or Mechagodzilla or even Hedra to a certain extent. But for me, I absolutely love Megalon. So without further ado, let's go with the first book of this awesome book of Megalon with this first image right here. And yes, you know what? We tend to think about this film and we think about the villains of the film. Of course, we think of course, Megalon and Gigan. But as you can see here, there was another villain of the film. Yes, the other villain of the film. Of course, we're talking about the child actor himself, Roxxon. And I say villain because this kid has not exactly got on a lot of people's good sides. Now, for me personally, I had no problem with him. You see what I'm saying? I had no problem with the kid. I think a lot of people tend to hate on him or come down on him because the dubbers, at least the child that gave him the voice in the dub version of Godzilla's Megalon, that high-pitched voice, once again, doesn't really rub people the right way. But I have no issue with Roxxon. You know what I'm saying? And I think that when it comes to child characters in these Godzilla films, you know, he's nowhere near as terrible, or at least just want to take a screwdriver and bore into your ears type of irritating like the ones from the later Showa Gamera films. But you know what? Through all his faults, or at least throughout all the hate that this character gets, it's kind of ironic that he is the one. He really is the only one. His character is the only one that really comes up with the idea on how to stop Megalon. Remember, he's the one that says, hey, let's send Jaguar to bring Godzilla in to stop him. And also, you know what? This same actor, and I think his name is Hiroyuki Kawase. Remember, he's the same kid from Godzilla vs. Hedra. And again, in that film, he's the character that really comes up with the idea to stop Hedra. You know, saying that, you know, they should try to find a way to dry out the sludge in Hedra. So all the hate that this character gets, you know, in both films, you can't really hate on him too much, because he does come up with the idea on how to stop the bad monsters in both films. So to me, the kid is not that bad. On another note, it's unfortunate, but he was scheduled to be a guest at this year's G-Fest, but unfortunately G-Fest got canceled. Everybody knows about that. But hopefully they could bring him back for next year, because I would love to be a part of a panel with him being there, discussing Hedra, discussing Megalon, asking some questions about the films. But once again, considering that he's the one that does come up with the idea to stop Megalon, the kid cannot be that bad. So without further ado, let's go with the second photograph of this awesome book of Megalon. And yes, you had this evil duo, this evil tag team from this film, Megalon and Gigan. You know what? To me, in my opinion, because my favorite tag team of all time, when it comes to like just bringing random single kaiju together to form a tag team, of course my favorite is from the prior film, Godzilla's Gigan with the tag team of Gigan and King Ghidorah. That's my favorite tag team of all time, quite frankly. But I think the one tag team that had the most chemistry is Gigan and Megalon. They just seem to have so much of a bond, especially when Gigan arrives on the scene to assist Megalon beating down Jet Jaguar, and you see Gigan like takes his claw and goes choo 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 and does this move. Megalon does the same thing. So like they seem to have a bond from the instant that they saw each other, and then they seem to take glee and happy and pleasure into just beating the dog crap out of Jet Jaguar. They just love stomping Jet Jaguar into the ground. And you know what? I love seeing that, quite frankly. Even though they're the villains, even though they're the ones that needs to be stopped and destroyed, I do find it to be the charm. One of the biggest charms of this film, quite frankly, is just the chemistry between Gigan and Megalon. I would argue they probably have somewhat better chemistry than Godzilla and Jet Jaguar, just a little bit, because it seems like they seem to be having fun doing what they're doing. Godzilla comes across with Jet Jaguar like, okay, we'll do the job, and I thank you for being a partner. But at the end, when Jet Jaguar tries to shake Godzilla's hand, and he does shake it, Godzilla just takes his hand back and just walks off. But with Gigan and Megalon, you kind of get the sense like they're like bros for life, even though Gigan does abandon Megalon later on towards the tail end of the fight. But even at that scene I mentioned earlier with the circle of fire thing, and Megalon is throwing bombs to intensify the fire, it's like each time that the fire just raises and it brings Godzilla and Jet Jaguar closer to doom, Gigan and Megalon just dancing, they're happy, they're like making these shrieking noises like they're laughing, like ha ha ha. So once again, the chemistry between Gigan and Megalon to me is like one of the best things about this film, and this photograph really shows that. So without further ado, let's go with the final photograph of this awesome book of Megalon. And yes, this is the final photograph of this awesome book of Megalon. The gang is all here. Godzilla, Jet Jaguar versus Gigan and Megalon. And once again, this is an awesome image, seeing all four kaiju of this epic film. You see what I'm saying? And it brings me to what I want to talk about when it comes to this film. Once again, I don't hate this film. I would never hate this film, even though I know I can recognize its shortcomings and all that good stuff. But for me, I just can't really bring myself to hate this film. Even the fact that, but like I said, Jet Jaguar and Megalon get more of a focus than Godzilla and Gigan. This does make for a great film. Like, this film doesn't try to be more than what it is. It's really self-aware of what it is. It's really just a superhero story of good versus evil. That's pretty much it. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't try to be more than what it is, like I said. It's just a straightforward superhero film that has lots of fun value into it. As I mentioned in my Jet Jaguar S Plus figure review, I think for us like Jet Jaguar, once again, it's a shame that we didn't see him and or Megalon in another film after this. But I think Jet Jaguar probably would have been better served that after this film came out, that with all due respect to Zone Fighter, I think it would have been better to showcase Jet Jaguar in a TV show, because that was a thing going on at the time. A lot of Super Sentai superhero shows were going on at the time. So I think the idea of a Jet Jaguar TV show, and basically do the same thing that Zone Fighter did, where you can incorporate Godzilla characters in the TV show, because Godzilla made an appearance, Gigan made an appearance, King Ghidorah made an appearance. But have that for Jet Jaguar. That way you can have Godzilla come back, you know what I'm saying? Kind of like rekindle their did their duties in this film. You know what I'm saying? We could have seen Jet Jaguar fight Gigan again. It would have been cool to see Jet Jaguar fight King Ghidorah. You could have brought Megalon back because, you know, I think the suit still would have been like in good condition because, you know, Zone Fighter pretty much came out around the same time as Godzilla's Megalon. So we could have saw like a rematch of sorts between Jet Jaguar and Megalon. You know what I'm saying? That's why I always said that Jet Jaguar would have been better suited as a TV show. You see what I'm saying? But through it all, through its faults, once again, I so love Godzilla's Megalon. Once again, it's a self-aware film that knows exactly what it is. It's a fun film. Now, it may not be somewhat as epic as Godzilla's Gigan, and maybe the next film, Godzilla's Mechagodzilla 1974, but you can't deny the fact that this film is loads and loads of fun, despite its shortcomings. Now, I will always cherish this film for being my gateway to this awesome character of the King of the Monsters himself, Godzilla. So that pretty much concludes my my book review devoted to the Toho Special Effects Movies Authentic Visual Books, to volume number 6, devoted to the awesome super robot with a smile on his face, kaiju kicking butt kicking robot with a smile on his face, Jet Jaguar, as well as the main villain from this film, volume number 39, the Rhinoceros beetle god of Seatopia himself, Megalon. Yes. If you have any questions, comment down in the comment section. Hit me on Facebook via Leslie Chambers. We'll definitely go from there. Yes, once again, I so love these books. I really do. Please track them down. And once again, they have done so many different kaiju from the Millennium era, the Showa era, the Heisei era, you know, the 62 Godzilla, the 54, 55, 64, 74, 89, 91, 93, 95, GMK, Shin, Final Wars, as well as, once again, Jet Jaguar, Megalon, Gigan 72, the Gargantuous, Mechagodzilla 74, 75, Titanosaurus, Kiryu, Biollante, Space Godzilla, Orga, you know what I'm saying? They have done so many kaiju from this awesome tokusatsu game. So trust me, if you're a fan of a particular kaiju, trust me, they have the book for you. Trust me when I say that. Once again, if you're a fan of this film, if you're a fan of either one of these characters, Jet Jaguar and or Megalon, please do not hesitate to get your hands on these books. Volume number 6 devoted to Jet Jaguar, and volume number 39 devoted to Megalon. Yes. So many different things are coming here on the channel. Our next episode of Collect All Monsters is going down next weekend at the time of this recording, June 13th. So we hope to see you there. For us like reviews, I still got to do the S plus 25 centimeter Rick King Ghidorah, the 25 centimeter Rodan 56. I got a Death for Real 1971 Godzilla I gotta do, the Death for Real Godzilla 2000 and Orga Ritz I gotta do. There's so many different things that I have to do on this channel. Trust me, content will be flowing, you know, for the foreseeable future, not to mention what we have planned for upcoming G-Fest weekend. So please stay tuned to Leslie Chambers Kaiju Reviews as well as Collect All Monsters, and we will definitely keep you entertained for the foreseeable future. Trust me when I say that. So thanks so much for watching. I appreciate it, and I will see y'all again on the next Figure Move review. All right? Y'all take it easy.